The UK government has squandered billions of pounds on asylum accommodation. That's the verdict from a committee of MPs, with costs on hotels tripling to more than £15 billion over a decade. Throughout Scotland, there are just over 6,000 asylum seekers, with 1,500 living in hotels. But in Glasgow, where almost 4,000 are living, asylum seekers are housed in flats. And it's prompted the SNP-led council to argue accommodation for the city's homeless is being restricted. Well, we can speak now to our Westminster correspondent, Paris Gortsoyanis. Paris, what's the report saying then?
Well, Laura, this is all about private contracts that the UK Home Office has signed with providers to supply asylum accommodation. And while it's true that part of the rising costs is about the rise in the sheer number of asylum seekers coming to the UK in recent years, the report details a series of failings by the Home Office to manage those contracts. The MPs say that poor management, a lack of competition in some cases, and a lack of cost controls has led to a rise in the use of hotels. Those hotels have been a source of tension and protest in places like Falkirk, Perth and Aberdeen. Hotels now account for a third of all asylum seeker accommodation in Scotland. They're also more expensive to use than flats. Today's report states that initially the rise in the use of hotels was about meeting COVID rules, but MPs also found that actually they can be more profitable for those private providers. The issues, though, with asylum seeker accommodation aren't limited to hotels, though. Glasgow has the highest level of asylum seeker accommodation of anywhere in the UK. Most are housed in flats, though. That has its own problems.
Yeah, so the committee did hear from Glasgow City Council.
Yes, so the report criticises the lack of coordination between the Home Office and local authorities in communities where asylum seekers are hosted. And MPs heard that Glasgow is housing 4 times more asylum seekers than Home Office plans allow for. The number of homes held by the Home Office's contractor is nearly 7,000. Meanwhile, the council has 1,500 homeless families on its books in hotels or bed and breakfast because it can't find them anywhere to stay. The other problem in Glasgow is that when asylum seekers are granted refugee status, they have to find somewhere else to live. That process has been sped up to try and clear the backlog in asylum claims. That's left growing numbers of homeless people going to the council for somewhere to stay. And it's compounded by refugees from across the UK heading to Glasgow because Scotland's homeless rules are more generous than those in England.
OK, Paris at Westminster, thank you.